I'm actually kind of pissed off because this Streamlabs shit, or whatever it's called, OBS, screw off because you guys have been converting my videos to MKV for some dumb reason. But here at number 13, we have Cochise's new album for the year, The Inspector. This is one of the best albums I've heard all year. I think it's such a fun experience. The cinematic experience, like the concept, the rollout, I think it was all really cool. Finally is a dope track. Hunt with Chief Keef, one of the best trap bangers I've heard all year. Such a dope style coming out of Jamaica here. Cochise is an artist to behold, I feel like. I mean, I'm really mad I didn't get to see him at Lollapalooza. That was another artist that was performing this year, but we'll catch some artists next year. Here at number 12, we have the collaboration tape between 21 Savage and Drake, Her Loss. Definitely an iconic moment in music, and I couldn't not feature this on the list. I mean, it's genuinely a pretty good album. This is his first major, for Drake, his first major collab album since What a Time to Be Alive with Future. So it's been a while since we've seen Drake alongside someone else on an album. And now we have modern rap star from Atlanta, 21 Savage on here. And obviously, it doesn't really feel like a collab album as you're listening. It does feel like a Drake album, heavily featured by 21 Savage, more like. But for him to drop Honestly Nevermind and this in the same year, that's a pretty solid year for Drake. Both of these albums made my top 50, whether you like it or not. So yeah, that's really all. I don't really have much to say. The beats are great on songs like Privileged Rappers, Back Outside Boys. Yeah, gotta love it. Here at number 11, you know I had to show some love to a hip-hop legend. That is Nas, and that is his new album, King's Disease 3. What a trilogy, what a comeback. I mean, what a random moment in his career to make albums like this alongside Hit Boy. No features on this project. I think that's what really sets it apart from the other two. I'm not really sure if this is the best King's Disease, but it is definitely deserving of this spot. You know, going on 30 summers, it just motivates you. Like, Nas is still out here rapping like he's got something to prove, and I really, really enjoyed this record. That's really all you got to know. There's some really sick songs on here, so yeah. Here, just cracking the top 10. I didn't expect this album, honestly, to be this high on my list. We have Future, I Never Liked You. It's a very in-the-moment record. It's not something I'm going to find myself going back to over and over again, but when it came out, it was a really good album. You know, let's see. The first two tracks are phenomenal. Obviously, that Keep It Burning song that was supposed to be on Donda 2 made that cut. There's some really dope songs. A Young Scooter with a dope feature on the deluxe. I don't really want to count the deluxe, but that is still a really good song. Chickens is good. There's not really a whole lot of bad songs, which is why it's so high on my list. Maybe I overrated it a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this album. We are getting into the single digits here, and here at number 9, I didn't expect myself to put this album this high on the list, but Westside Boogie with More Black Superheroes, such a sick album. I love the style. I think he is a Detroit rapper, I want to say. I mean, it's Westside Boogie, actually, so I think he is West Coast. The only reason I thought that was because Eminem really helped this guy on Rainy Days. I've really been a fan of Westside Boogie ever since Rainy Days came out, and ever since then he's dropped some pretty solid records, but I think this is his best record. A lot of dope songs, a lot of dope features from guys like Snoop Dogg. You know, you have Dram on here. Really cool features that not a lot of artists utilize, and he was able to do it here. I don't have a lot to say. This was just kind of an on-the-spot, boom, I knew this album was in my top 10. I really enjoy this. Here at number 8, I know the number is really fucking dark, but here at number 8, we have The Weeknd's album with Dawn FM, and it might as well be a collaboration album with Jim Carrey, because Jim Carrey added so much to this thing. A lot of dope features on here. Tyler, the Creator, was on here. That was cool. Lil Wayne's feature wasn't bad. I think it was just cool for him to be on here. Is There Somebody Else is probably one of my favorite pop songs of the year. That angelic, starting high-pitched melody. That was so sick. A lot of banger songs here that have been utilized by a lot of big companies and stuff. You hear this album everywhere. Let's be honest. The Weeknd has been everywhere this decade. This is really his decade. I think it's safe to say he is the best artist of the last 3-4 years. So yeah, this album just adds to that legacy. So yeah. What a cinematic, what a journey just going through it. It sounds like you're literally listening to a radio station. It's so cool. Here at number 7, once again, Yeet makes an appearance on my list. This guy's incredible. I'm trying to tell you, BNX, a very big producer on this album. A lot of these songs were leaked, so this could possibly have been even higher if these songs weren't leaked and I wasn't anticipating it, but still, nonetheless, a fantastic album from up-and-coming California rapper. I mean, I think Yeet has already made it, it's safe to say. And again, like I said, I was listening to some snippets from his new album. He's got some dope shit coming. A lot of dope sounds on here. Can't Stop It is amazing with the drums and the guitar, the beat drop. Put that shit in a museum. This guy sonically is on another level. You don't hear a lot of music like this from other artists. It's so psychedelic. It's so trippy. It's like a drug. Like, you get so hyped off of it. It's energetic. A lot of artists in the underground, that's kind of their problem. They're not as energetic as this guy. So that's why he's really the forefront, the king of the underground right now. So, yeah. Here we go. At number 6, we have the brand new Steve Lacy album. Such an iconic album. So much to go with it. The rollout, the singles, all the hit songs on this thing. Steve Lacy has been kind of in my mutual artist for a while. He's been associated with guys like Frank Ocean, Tyler the Creator, kind of like that old Odd Future camp. So I've always kind of seen him on the sidelines, but this is my first big experience with him, and can I say it was a fantastic experience. This album's great. It's one of the best like funky pop albums ever. Some of or not ever, probably this year. So many interesting instrumentals. I mean, I don't even know what to say. His vocals aren't any worse than the instrumentals. Like they both hold themselves to the same standard. So I think this is a really good project. Definitely check it out. Entering our top 5, we have Denzel Curry with Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. My God, what an experience. Zaitochi and Watkins, some great singles to enter the realm that is Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. This is a completely different atmosphere from any album we've ever heard from Denzel Curry. A lot of raw instrumentals, a lot of dope vocalists, dope artists on here. Robert Glasper on the first track was sick to be featured on here. I can't even talk about this in one little segment. It's such a good album. It's definitely one of my grails from this year. In the back here soon, you guys are going to see Yeet and Denzel Curry being hung up, and there's good reasons why. They're such good albums. So, yeah, not a lot to say. The instrumentals are great. He's rapping about a lot of social issues. The flows, the bars are all amazing. So definitely check this out if you haven't. I don't know what you're doing if you haven't listened to this. Coming in at number 4 is Freddie Gibbs' brand new album, Sold Separately. You got a pretty cool rollout with this bunny rabbit thing, and you see him on the cover there. This album is a cinematic experience. You're going through this hotel, and he's talking about his life struggles. It's like his own personal hotel. Every floor, every layer he unwraps is something new about him. It's really cool. A lot of motivational tracks, a lot of groovy tracks. You guys get the gist. It's Freddie Gibbs. It's exactly what you would expect out of any Freddie Gibbs album. This is a good album. Check it out. There's all sorts of different features on here. I love the song with Scarface. Rick Ross is on here. Offset is on here. That was definitely something that struck me as different, but great album here. Loved the rollout, loved the cinematics. Yeah, that's all I have to say. We are now entering the top 3, and at number 3 we have Pusha T's new album, It's Almost Dry. It's been pretty dry in terms of Pusha T's discography. Well, in terms of releases. We didn't get Daytona. We haven't had an album since, 2019? That's a pretty big hiatus. He took 3 years off. He came back, and he gives us a pretty wonderful record. And it's like a friendly competition. If you guys don't know the friendly competition, it was between Kanye and Pharrell to see who could produce some better records. That's a really dope dynamic going into the album. Jay-Z's on this thing. You get Don Toliver, Uzi. You get former Clips member Malice. All sorts of dope artists on here. Kid Cudi, Kanye's actually on the track himself, so is Pharrell. The song with Kanye is amazing. Love the soul sample. You can tell who's producing what tracks. It's so distinct. You get two different realms of the album based on who the producers are, so that's always a cool thing. So, yeah, shout out to Pusha T. Great album. And here at number 2, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to know what my number 1 spot is, but here at number 2, we have Kendrick Lamar's long-awaited album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And honestly, not a lot of people liked this album. Some people thought it was a little disappointing, but I just think I'm just seeing it as Kendrick Lamar going in a completely different direction. He did it so well here. It feels like you're reading a book. I mean, obviously with the teasers and stuff, he showed himself with like the books in his hand. You know, there's the Mr. Morale side, there's the Big Stepper side. It's so cool. There's different sentiments, there's different vibes, different themes on each side. It is a double disc. The Heart Part 5, that is an incredible song, and I mean, I can talk about it because it's included on this album. I know you guys don't want to admit to that, some of you, but it's on this album, so I'm going to talk about it. I think it's such a dope track with the Marvin Gaye sample, so groovy. Father Time, in terms of like official album cuts, I would say Father Time is probably my favorite, so there you have it. Here you guys have it. My album of the year, number 1, goes to JID with The Forever Story. My God, this album is so good. From the banger tracks to the hymns to, I mean, all the personal songs, the love songs, everything. You know, his family appreciation, growing up in the Florida area. I think you grew up in Florida. I'm not really sure. You know, having a bunch of siblings. All sorts of stuff. You know, he has all sorts of artists on here. Dance Now, highlight single of the year for sure with Kenny Mason on that thing. Radar is fantastic. My God, one of my favorite songs. Crack Sandwich. I can just go through the track list for years and years. Such a good album. I mean, JID is literally elevated to a different level. This is insane. This is going to go down as his holy grail, his magnum opus. I'm not sure if he can top this at this point. This album is so damn good, up and coming, amazing lyricist, amazing artist out of the Dreamville camp, and he just keeps on keeping on with a great catalog so far. Oh my God, Earth Gang's on this thing, Lil Wayne, even Most Def is on here. Going by his actual name, of course. Lil Durk, I think I said. 21 Savage is on here. I mean, like, oh my God. I'm surprised we didn't get a J. Cole feature, but this album is so damn good, guys. That's going to do it. And there you have it, boys. That is my top 50 album of the year list. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And shout out to the real ones that have been on my TikTok tuned in kind of this whole time. We've kind of been listing them out to kind of preview it for you guys. So shout out. You know, you can go look at additional notes. If you feel like you didn't get everything you needed out of this video, again, like I said, on TikTok, I have notes on each album, damn near. Some of them I just listed at the end because I was just kind of procrastinating and throwing albums onto the list. But I would say this is a solid year of music. I don't think it was amazing. Honestly, I think last year's was slightly better. 2020 might have been a little better. Maybe not, though. It's still going to be a year I will remember. There's a lot of sick albums that dropped. Our channel has grown with these music reviews, so shout out to you guys. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it has been GZ TV. My Packers playing a little bit, so I'm going to work on editing this video. Hopefully I'll get it out to you guys by, maybe 5 o'clock. We'll see. Have a good rest of your day, guys.